All right, welcome to the channel. This is Jerry Reptiles. We are live. I got big Barczyk in the building, man.
What's up?
How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing great, man. I'm blessed. Happy to be alive. That's all that matters to me.
Man, we already got people coming in, man. I appreciate you
Hey,
hanging out with me today, man.
it's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Man, no problem, man. So I want to know, man, comedy, man. Tell me about
Okay.
what's going on with that.
So I'll start from I'll try to start from the beginning. I've always been infatuated with comedy. Like me and my friends, even in elementary school, I'm like Netflix was around when I was a kid. It's weird to think. Like it wasn't very popular back then, but it was around. And there used to be comedians like Jeff Dunham and Aziz Ansari, Fluffy, and Dane Cook wasn't on Netflix, but I used to have him on a little iPod I would listen to as a kid too. And basically, I was never good at school either. And these two things kind of connected. So I would just be joking around in the classroom, not really doing my work at all. Or if I would, I would just be bad at it. I didn't like it. I was never in the zone in school. I could apply myself if I wanted to, and I could pull out a B or something, but it was always forced, you know? And so I don't know, I was lost, and the only way I could really feel good about myself was get through making people laugh and just kind of joking, having a good time, taking myself not real serious. And man, it's kind of crazy. So once you are getting towards the end years of your high school, you're forced to make some decisions, like very heavy decisions that will impact your life, the rest of your life. And I remember my mom sat me down and she told me that I had to decide either to go to school or get a job or pursue YouTube full time. And it wasn't a very hard decision. I was just I thought about it for a minute maybe, and I was like, yeah, I'm doing YouTube full time, 100%. I was just like, there's no way I can work a normal job. So during these past years, so I was probably about 17, 18 till now I'm 21. In those years, it's been all about finding myself, my true self. And because I lost that in my teenage years, it was still there, but I was really confused, like I imagine most people are during that age. And so over this past couple of years, I've gotten a better handle of who I am. And, it's just every day I try to learn more. But I truly think who I am and who I'm supposed to be is someone that can make others laugh, have a good time, and stuff like that. Because it's what I enjoy. I feel like I'm naturally bound to, thankfully, because I'm a fan of it, and to also be able to have a skill for say is a blessing. You know what I mean? So it's I've kind of just been falling into myself, and it's led me to do stand-up comedy. And I don't know where it's going to take me. I hope it takes me to great places. You know what I mean? I think that's what everyone wants when they pursue their passion, whether it be a bakery. They probably want to, have a big bake shop,
Right?
and stuff like that. When I'm with comedy, I would love to maybe one day do be in a comedy movie, maybe direct a movie. I don't know. I'm very creative, so I just don't think anything's out of the picture. Anything to do with the arts, I'm very into.
For sure.
Like, you know what I mean? And I don't know, I'm kind of rambling a little bit, so reel me back in a little bit.
Good, brother. I, I think that's dope. You pursuing something that you enjoy, man.
Mhm.
A good outlet. I'm
Yeah.
curious with you doing comedy, man.
Mhm.
Your favorite comedians.
Some of my, it's so hard because um I think it's when you ask a mom oh, who's your favorite child? They kind of have an opinion. They definitely probably have a favorite, but it's all very close loves, right? And so if I start out with like some of the originals, I think that Fluffy, Gabriel Iglesias, like he was a very key inspiration for my childhood. And same with Dane Cook. Like both of those two guys were huge for my childhood. And more recently, like when I'm trying to become more of an adult, definitely Richard Pryor and George Carlin. And then more of the modern guys, definitely Bill Burr, 100 million%, Dave Chappelle. A guy that is very weird, but I enjoy is Anthony Jeselnik. He's like very strange to me because uh, his voice is very interesting. It's unusual, and also the things he talks about are just so funny because they're so painful. So sometimes, like, I don't know why, but sometimes like Kevin Hart had this special "Laugh at My Pain." Like for some reason, it just seems like pain and laughter, if stepped correctly, can be best friends.
Right.
I don't know. But and like I said, there's always going to be more people that I can add onto the list, but those are definitely like some of the top that are banging around up there in that engine. You know what I mean?
Right now, with you having your YouTube channel, and we definitely got to talk about that, man.
Yeah, okay.
Amazing ideas that they garnished a lot of views. Now, tell
Yeah.
me about the extreme head in the box challenge, man. How was that?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I can take you through the steps a little bit. So obviously, I did not invent the what's in the box is the one where you stick your hands in, right? So I bootlegged that one from just the internet, and we did a few of those, and those did always really well. Those always did really well. And I've always been trying to evolve and do better and be like creative, try to do something original. I know it's very hard in this world because it is hard to make something super original. So I took two inspirations, the What's in the Box challenge, and then Rhett and Link. Do you know them? They're I mean, I don't watch them too much anymore. Probably like 3 times a year. I binge them and then I drop off, and then I binge them and I drop off. But I used to watch them all the time. And they did this episode where they stuck Link's head in a box, and I think they did put a snake in there. And he was like freaking out, and it was just really funny. So I took like both of the things to make it a challenge and used Rhett and Link's idea of sticking their head in the box, and I merged them together to make that one. That one, it's just so funny. It's so funny. I love watching those and making those.
It was definitely a great challenge to watch. Now tell me about the other challenge.
All right.
24 hours inside 20-foot snake enclosure. That video got 1.5 million views. How did that feel?
That one was a good one. I like the a million's cool because not necessarily anymore, but especially when I was like 8 years old and in those like preteen ages, watching YouTube, literally a million views was like so viral. That was like insane. So I still had nostalgia, even though some people get like a billion views like Justin Bieber or some shit. Like I still feel like it's a really big accomplishment, and it does make me proud. Like there's a fine line between like being content and like complacent, like being chill and kind of celebrating like a little victory. I definitely think there was a time where I did get too comfortable and I just was just like coasting. And I think that's just a part of like immaturity, and you just have to learn your lessons and stuff like that. But I definitely let momentum slip a few times throughout my career so far. And so what I've been trying to do in my now and the future is, if I ever build momentum, like really try to not let it slip. Like you got to take care of your mental state and try to keep your schedule clean and organized, because it all takes a toll on your mental state if that stuff's not organized.
I agree with you, brother.
Yeah.
Now with you, a big Barczyk. You know I gotta ask about the Reptarium, man.
Okay.
That's one of my dreams. I want to go. That's one of my goals.
You never been yet?
I've never been.
Yeah, and it's a tough time because of you know what, so it makes sense. Yeah, exactly.
I've never been, but that's something that I do want to visit.
Yeah, soon.
I'm gonna ask you, what day like if I was to come visit, what can I expect at the Reptile? What's the day?
So for you, we could do whatever we wanted. I mean, you could get in with Lucy, our 20-foot snake that I did 24 hours. That would be easy. You could handle her. You could pick up 100 pounds alligator snapping turtle if you wanted to, just for fun. You could feed if it's a feeding day, if you get lucky and it's a feeding day, you could feed whatever whatever wants to eat, whatever. And if you're just like a random visitor, you can do almost all that too if you just ask my dad. He is extremely nice. He'll just be like, yeah, if you want to get in with Lucy, yeah, of course, I'm feeling really good today. You come on in, experience this. So it's really, no one gets like a special treatment, honestly. Everyone gets treated the same, which is really nice for them. I mean, it makes my mom stress out a little bit sometimes, but everyone, you know, it's a great time. It's a great time. It's like Disney World for reptiles, man.
Right now, what is your favorite animal at the Reptarium? You personally.
So again, it's like those comics and stuff. It's gonna be hard, but my dad just got me 2 new Argus monitors, right? And they're named Cheech and Chong. Cheech and Chong are the 2 Argus monitors. They're baby Argus monitors, and so those are probably my favorite, right behind Artemis Prime, which is our big old female Argus monitor. I love the monitors. They're very their heads they remind me of raptors. Like, they're a little bit different than other monitors, like their skull shape. It reminds me of a dinosaur toy I had as a kid, I think. Just like the bone structure, the way it has like this little lip on its head and it domes in. And so like it reminds me of a certain dinosaur that you'd see in like Jurassic Park or something. So those really hit home with me compared to, say, a snake, because, you know, I don't know, dinosaurs are more nostalgic to me, and a monitor, any kind of monitor, really feels like I'm reliving my childhood, because like I was like really, I just still try to not lose my childlike symptoms that I have. Like, I try to maintain them in some aspects of my life, but like I can't play with like plastic toys anymore and see like explosions and you like, I don't know if you ever did that, like playing with GI Joes and you're just like boom, 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 like stuff like that. Like, I mean, maybe I could if I got high enough, but but like, you know, and it just kind of just brings my childlike life back when I'm playing with those monitors, you know.
Right.
It's fun.
At that Reptarium, man, what's the worst bite you ever took?
Tokay gecko. Oh, those tokay geckos, I don't know what they have in their jaws. They're like iron fixtures that just clamp down. Have you ever got bitten by a tokay gecko?
You know, no, I don't have one. That's one of my dream animals to get.
Yeah, well, just mark that one right at never mind right next to it. I'm telling you, man, it sucks getting bit by those. Those things hurt. It's even worse than a blackhead python, and that was my worst snake bite, is a black-headed python. Those things, same thing. They got the jaws of steel. They're just clenched down and really, and they don't want to let go. They want to eat your thumb. That's no fun.
Right?
No fun.
Now, do you at your crib, man? Do you got your own personal collection? Tell me what's your collection looking like?
Of reptiles? No, we don't do it because, you know, we got the zoo that's only a handful of minutes away from our house. So my parents, they kind of made like a rule, like they want to separate it. When they get home, they don't want to clean any more snake poop because they've been cleaning it all day at work, because that is their full-time life now. So they just kind of want, and they barely get any free time. They've made more now in this last year, but prior to that, they had, I mean, an hour maybe. So they really just wanted to get home and just relax. So that's the only way that at the time they've been able to do that. Maybe in the future. As a kid, I used to have a bearded dragon, and like I think I didn't have a corn snake at the at home, but like I've always just had pets at the shops and stuff. So it's been fun that way. I've always been around there.
That actually makes sense because
Yeah.
you don't want to bring work home with you. You know, if you're
No.
hey, who wants to come home and clean up after animals? Like me being in a nursing field,
Yeah.
I put band-aids on people, clean up cuts, and
Yeah.
then when I get home, I don't want to hear nothing about medicine.
No.
I need some Tylenol. I'll be like, oh, get it. It's over there. You get it.
Yeah. The kid cuts it so funny. I say, oh no, I need stitches. You're like, oh, just call 911 or something. Just kind of want to deal with it.
I agree. It's like you just do not want to bring work home. So I get it. I kind of get having that personal collection. Now, you do work with reptiles. I'm curious, man. Have you handled Venomous?
No, I don't do that. Just because I'm not good with animals like that. Like, you know, that doesn't get my rocks off, and I'm not good with snakes and stuff. So, like, I can do it from a distance, but I don't want to risk my life with something that, as blunt as it sounds, I am not 100% infatuated with. Like, I would risk my life on stage saying an edgy joke because that's what I love. I wouldn't risk my life with a venomous snake because that's not necessarily what I 100% love. I don't get me wrong. I love venomous snakes. They're very beautiful. They're the most beautiful to me. I watch them from a distance. That's how I enjoy it. Like, because I genuinely value my life, and I just, every day's a blessing. I'm very conscious of death, as weird as it may sound. Like, a lot of people avoid it, but I'm very conscious of it, and I try to think about it because I think it's an important topic. So, and I want to live as long as possible, and it would just be a shame if I did get in an accident from a venomous snake, and I'm just like, man, why am I even doing this? Like, just because my dad loves it? Like, I'm not trying to prove anything. Like, I have nothing to prove. So that would be the only reason why I would handle a venomous. If I felt like I had something to prove to, like, my dad or something.
I can understand that. I can understand that now.
Do you handle the venomous?
I wish, man. I really wish.
Okay. Now, why don't you?
Same thing. Are a little. They're not really strict.
Okay.
Kind of strict. So you need a license.
Okay.
Have anything evasive. So you can only have venomous are native to Kansas. Which we do have cottonmouths, copperhead, rattlesnakes. So I would have to go out and get one of them, get a license. It would be such a headache. Have I thought about it? Yeah. And am I going to get into it? Of course. Some of my buddies just got rattlesnakes today, and I'm like jealous. I want one.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my passion. I like reptiles, and comedy. That's cool. So
exactly.
But we are, and just like my buddy Desert Wolf said, handling venomous is not a good idea after what he just seen.
Okay, now what did he see?
We just actually seen one of our good friends get bit by a rattlesnake.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. Is he all right? Did he survive?
I actually just messaged him today. He added me on Facebook.
I'm glad.
Good. He's doing
good.
Shout out to you, man. If you're watching this, man, you got my prayers.
I'm
alive, brother.
Speedy recovery. That's rough.
Right now, we're gonna talk about your YouTube, brother.
Mm-hmm.
How did it feel when you crossed that 200K mark, man?
It didn't feel as good as 100K. It didn't feel as good as 100K. I'm serious. It didn't. Dude, getting across that 100K mark made me feel like I was official. Okay. Like, when I crossed 100K, I was just like, I do this shit. Like, because like it's funny, but like, if I would never bring it up in a conversation, but there was definitely a time in my life if somebody like someone my age asked me what I would do, I'll be like, oh, let me show you. And I'll have like 100K, and they'll be like, holy shit, dude, like, what the fuck, man? And it made me feel good, but then I was just like, you know what, this is not a good way to make yourself feel good. I'm gonna stop that. So that's why I say the 100K felt better, because the 200K, you know, I try not to overthink those achievements, because going back to what we were talking about, I think it can make me complacent and not strive for greatness if I'm constantly hung up on like a number.
Right. I agree with that, man. But
Yeah.
hitting 100, hitting 200, what? You can't. If I had 200,000 subscribers, you couldn't tell me nothing. They'd be like, I'd be the P. Diddy of reptiles.
Yeah. Oh man, better than the R. Kelly of reptiles. Be pissing on people. Sorry.
No, you it's uncut, man. That's funny, bro.
I love a good piss joke.
You know what, bro? Now, when you did hit that 100,000, man, what did you do with that YouTube play button, man? Where is it at, brother?
It's literally on my wall. I look at it every day, 100%. And right under it is a Michael Jordan poster. It says, "Some people want it to happen, some people wish it would happen, and other people's make it happen." So, you know, it's just, I love reading that quote, because every day I just hear it, make it happen, every single day. And where I add it right to my right in my peripheral vision all the time, I see it. So like, I almost don't have a choice. It's I drill sergeant it into my brain that I'm going to make it happen. And I just try to follow not very strict, because I don't keep too much track, but I just try to keep like to a list of my morals and values, and you know, just try to be a decent human while also trying to achieve my dreams. And hopefully, I don't know, but if karma's real, then maybe it'll help me out in the future.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Yeah.
What you have in that YouTube channel, is there like what YouTubers do you watch, and is there any YouTubers that you do want to kind of collab with?
So over these past like year and a half, maybe, kind of ever since I stopped doing challenge videos so heavily, honestly, I kind of fell out of watching YouTubers, and I kind of ventured into the comedy hole, right? And what that's led me to is more podcasts and such. So like, I definitely watch a lot more podcasts like than I do actual YouTube videos these days. But if I were going to just like kind of spit some names off the top, Demolition Ranch is always a go-to. Like if you just want to see some stuff blow up. Have you ever watched him?
I have seen.
Yeah, I love his stuff, that guy. And I think he's funny too. Like he makes some funny jokes and stuff. Like his intros have made me laugh before. And so he's funny. And if I wanted to collab with somebody, I think I would want to collab with like Sam and Colby. I don't know if you ever seen them. But I would want to do like one of those exploring videos where they go to like a haunted place. And because I like that. It's you know, it's not like scientific because there's like no way to prove it, but that supernatural shit is interesting to my mind. And you know, I wouldn't be into it as much if I never had experience in it. Like one time we filmed a video going to an abandoned insane asylum.
Seen that.
Yeah, and Ted, I swear to God, when we left the building, it said night, but I didn't hear it in real time. I heard it while I was editing it later that night. I was just sitting there next to my in the table. My dad was sitting on the couch, and when I heard it, I threw my headphones off, and I got goosebumps. I was like, "What the fuck?" And I called my dad over there, and he listened to it, and it said night. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's what's up.
So I don't know, like I can't explain that. So it's interesting to me because it wasn't us that said night night, and it's there. So I don't know what the fuck that means. Maybe it's a whistle of the wind, and it just sounds like, and it's just like night night. And I don't know. Interesting.
Let me be anywhere and somebody's and I don't see nobody, but I hear night night. I'm gone. I'm out.
Dude, I have one more actually. I know I've told this story before, but it's okay. We were in a cemetery one night filming a video where like this war went down like hundreds of years ago, and nothing was going on at all really. And so my dad was like, it's going to be a good idea. You go like 30 yards that way, and I'm just going to stay here, go by that tree, and just ask a couple questions, see what's up. In the middle of a graveyard. So I do so, and I'm standing over there, and I'm asking questions. Dude, I didn't really catch the audio on the recordings not there, but I heard a woman in a foreign language whispering some gibberish in my ear. It was so clear that I like screamed like a bitch, and I ran to my dad. I was like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. We gotta go. Just go. I was like, there was a woman in my ear. And those are the two experiences I have with audible experiences. I have other visual ones, but we don't have to go into it.
Right. That's insane, brother. Cool. So but those are the cool things they experience, man. Pretty scary, brother. Now, yeah. I want to go back to the Reptarium a little bit. I am curious, you know, that Reptarium is huge.
It's pretty big.
So, have you ever been there and seen any crazy fans? You know, girls running in like, "Hey, sign my boobs." Here.
I wish. I wish there was a sign my boobs. There hasn't been a sign my boobs. I've seen some fucking crazy things. I have this one bit about it's a true story, but I tell it on stage. It's it's about literally this one woman came in and she was breastfeeding and she had both of her titties out. I mean, dude, she was feeding with one tit, but she had the other titty out, and it was not a pretty titty. It was a veiny, purple nippled titty, and it was just saggy and nasty. And I say the joke. This didn't. I mean, I'm gonna ruin it, but fuck it. I'll create another joke. I say she points to a hoodie with the other titty. And she's like, how much is that hoodie right there? I'm just like, you could just have it for free. But I don't know. You know, it's so you see crazy stuff like that, but no one's asked me to sign their titty, but I've seen someone's titty. You know. So
now what what is the what's the most expensive snake you guys got at that Reptarium?
Oh man, I don't actually know. I don't actually know, but I don't really deal or ask with the
snakes
money too much. But I know that we have that one white lip python. That one's like $6,500, and that's just like Bolin's python. So you know,
500.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful snake. It's got a rainbow sheen to it and all of that, but I know we have more expensive ones, but I'll be lying if I told you a number. Like, I'm just not too sure. I bet Night Fury's expensive. I bet Perdita's expensive.
I bet you that two-headed snake your pops got is
okay.
Too. I bet you that.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. Now that one's probably in the a lot of money for sure.
Right. Now, with you running your YouTube channel, man, what's the next video idea, man? You gotta give us a sneak peek.
Yeah, my I'm dealing with. I'll give you. Nah, I'll show you. It has to do with paint. My next video, I painted a certain canvas because I'm, like I said earlier about the arts. Like I just like to dabble in it all, and I don't know. So I've been painting recently. I've just been like having, just like I don't know. I see something outside and I'll just be like, "It's fucking beautiful. I want to paint something like that." So I recorded it and I'm actually been chopping it up all day. Right. And I don't have that much left. So it'll be like a 15-minute video or so. Just about me, my thoughts and painting, and then you'll see the aftermath after. It's pretty cool.
You gotta do a herping video, man. Go looking for some stuff outside, man.
Yeah, I've had a few people ask me to do that in Florida, but it's just been hard with, this fucking the cock block of the world recently.
Right?
Right? Dude, it's been annoying, but you want to know something funny about it
What's
in
up?
the grand scheme of things?
What's up?
So it actually kind of helped me out. The pandemic kind of helped me out. And you're gonna be like, what? Well, how? Listen to this. It's crazy. So never before never before in like the last, I don't know, since my lifetime has people had to has people been forced to stop working, right? So like in particular comedy, right? So it stopped all comedians from performing. And so it gave me an extra boost of confidence when the world came back to go out and try it, because I'm like, everyone's going to be nervous. We're all starting from the same level. They haven't performed in like almost a year, a lot of people. So like starting, I know that's a weird like kind of way to look at it, but it is true. Like, of course, the pandemic was like, I'm not saying it's great, but all I'm saying is it did have one benefit for me, and that was stopping the comedy world and letting me, for say, like if we're in line at a fucking roller coaster, letting me hop on the fucking ride while they're doing maintenance, and then the ride's back, and then we're off again. We're off again, but I'm on the ride now, baby, and
Right?
I don't have to jump on while the train's moving.
Right?
I don't know. That's at least how it makes sense for me.
Now with COVID, man, you should have did what old Kevin Hart did. He did that special in his basement at his house. Did you ever see that one?
I did watch that one. I like that one, but I would,
Do a special, brother.
dude. I am not ready. I'm a month and a half in to doing stand up. If I did a special, I'm sure in 20 years I would be laughing at what a fool I am.
Well,
Which,
that's an idea though. So when you're ready,
yeah,
do a special from your basement, because with COVID, it's probably hard to perform now. But get you some jokes.
it's getting easier now.
I think people will want to see it, man.
I did one in the middle of the woods one time.
Right?
I did you see that one? No. I don't even know I don't even remember what I talked about. I would never watch that again because I'm sure it was treacherous. But that was a point where I never did it before, and I was just like, my kind of was just getting an overwhelming feeling to do it, and I had no other option because I didn't know what else to do. I would call comedy clubs, and none of them would want me because they don't know who I am, and I've never done it before, and I had no such thing. I knew no such thing as an open mic. Like, all I knew an open mic for was like raps, like Eminem, 8 Mile shit. Like, and I didn't know what else was that.
Right?
So, what does this say? With the way everyone's offended nowadays, take everything wrong. I see it hurting comedians because they make jokes about everyone and everything. Um, you know, it only affects the comedians that they let it affect. So like the comic has the choice to let it affect him or her or not. That's the true facade of everything, is that as long as your true morals and true feelings and such are in the right place, I believe you can truly joke about mostly anything. Now, context is obviously everything. And, it's none of the comic's job to decipher for the audience what's a joke and what's not. Kind of just have to use your brain, and see what's sarcasm, see what's irony.
Right?
And if you can't decipher that, then, it's no one's fault but yourself.
Right? Now with COVID happening, I know it affected the comics. How did that affect the Reptarium, and is it still Reptarium?
So it affected the Reptarium in ways that made us evolve and do things different. So obviously capacity numbers got chopped a lot. I don't know to what extent, but I mean almost all. I'm pretty sure. We were doing like 200 people capacity, and we were like maxing out every night almost. And I'm pretty sure it got chopped to below 30 people maximum capacity. So, you know, we had to do things different. And what my parents decided to, they came up with a good idea to make it hourly. It used to be $10 and you could stay for the entire night. And that's why the capacity would be at 200 all night. It was because people would just buy and stay. And then there would be such a large crowd that, you know, it's just like if you're driving by like a college street and then, you know, you see a fucking house popping and you're like, hey, we're going to stop by this house is popping. Let's see what this party's about. It's the same exact thing that was happening with the Reptarium. So it was just packed every night. And so once it got stripped down to 30, like I said, they had to reimagine things. They came up with the hourly. And now we're like sold out for weeks to come, just to keep selling out because people see that it's sold out. It's like people want what they can't have. And like a sold out ticket, they're like, oh, next week, like we can get it. So it's interesting, but not saying that the product's not good. It's amazing. It's fun. I mean, I've been there since it started and I never get bored of it. And it's not even, like I said, like I love reptiles, don't get me wrong, but it's not what I die for, and I love it. So if you love reptiles, I mean, you're gonna have a field day cream yourself.
All right, man, I appreciate you for hopping on with me, Big Barczyk, man.
Yeah, my pleasure.
I'm humble, man, because you didn't have to do it, so I appreciate you.
No, thank you.
But I am getting ready to end this, and I'm gonna tell you, I appreciate you guys for watching. We got a chat. Before I end this, I always end by shouting out a lot of the people in the community I mess with. So if you're watching, make sure you go subscribe to My Animal House, Iron Dog, Kurtwood, Fitz Family Constrictors, Ball Python Love, OSMR, Not Lou, Trappier, Reptile Feeders. There's so many. Just Marquez Family's Restaurant, Reptiles. It's a lot of people that we out with, man. Y'all go check them out. If I forgot about anybody, I apologize. Today was amazing.
Yeah, it's a good day.
Big Noah in the building. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow. I'm bringing always evolving pythons to
shit. Yes, I'm glad I beat him to the cut.
Shout out Fitz Family Constrictors for helping making that happen. I appreciate that. So
yeah,
I appreciate you, Noah.
Dude, thank you,
bro. It's gonna be a great show. You don't want to miss it. We out of here, man. Oh, don't leave yet. I gotta holler.
All right.
Peace, you guys.